Hi, I'm Rob Stiff of Magic Makers, and thank you for purchasing your Magic Makers original large coloring book. Before we get into the explanation of our original large coloring book, let's talk about original. This is our original design. However, the idea is far from original. Let's take a look. Back in the 70s, a semi-contemporary Japanese magic creator put out this, where it uses flipbacks, where you can actually see an animation yielded this way, but if I hold it differently, a different result. A neat concept incorporated actually in our book, our magic coloring book, but also existed even prior to this. A company out of Canada put out EduCards in the 50s, and this is kind of a neat deck that uses flipbacks or a functional movie back. A little bit different, but semi-relevant. One of the first deck of cards to ever be put out with an animation in it. A functional animation. Check this out. Rabbit jumps in the hat. Guess what comes out? Not a rabbit. A bird. But back to the history lesson on the Magic Flipbook. Back in the 30s, and prior to that, we had what were called paint books. And this is really cool. It was a functional magic trick. Now, they called them paint books because until the 1930s, crayons were not actually mainstream and used by children. So kids had to paint the books, hence the name paint books prior to the word coloring book. Functionally, check this out. This book, well, uses the same concept. Look, there's nothing in here but uncolored, well, pictures. But if we paint them, just like this, little magic, check it out. The book has magically painted itself. Same concept used today in the Magic Makers coloring book. Prior to this, roughly 200 years ago, the Wizard's Flipbook. Now, Magic Makers is really proud to let you know that we have reproduced this book for the collectors and people that appreciate, the real magic history. In this case, same idea. Now check it out. In this particular book, you would maybe start, and by the way, check it out. It was in German and in French. Look at that. And no, they didn't call it flip books. They actually called it, not paint books, but a magic picture book, the Magic Picture Book, 3 languages. You'd show nothing's in the book, snap your fingers, and, and you'd make pictures and music appear. Snap your fingers again, text. Flip it over, of course they don't realize that. You would actually show colored pictures. Figure that. And then, of course, more text. And then you snap your finger, and then it all went away. It was just your imagination. So, nonetheless, a very rich history, dates back 150 to 200 years ago. If we actually had the person's name that originally came up with this, we would be more than grateful to share that with you. But today's today, and you watch this video because you want to learn how to use this. So, here's how we start. There's a couple ways you can handle the book. Keep in mind, the hand that holds the spine is typically not going to move, okay? So it's stationary. So you can first show pictures, magically make your invisible crayons vanish from your hand into the book, and you've got pictures. And then, of course, shake out all the color, and if you shake it too much, well, it's all blank. Now, a few things to know. If you misfire, which would be kind of hold it somewhere between the top part and the middle, you are going to get all kinds of mixed results, and you really don't want to do that. So the top corner, pictures, the middle, and it's a sweet spot, you'll find it, color, and then the bottom, blank. One final tip taught to me by Larry Kalo of Eagle Magic Store, the oldest running magic shop in the United States. He likes to, when he shows the blank pages, hold the book out like this and then have it go limp and then reveal. All is gone. Thank you for that incredible little tip, Larry. And for all of you out there, once again, thank you for choosing Magic Makers. Don't forget to practice, and we'll see you next time.